I never really make New Year's resolutions. I don't know why. That's not like something I was ever just like into. Why, I have no clue, but I just wasn't. And I think this year in particular, I want to. This year, I want to. Hold up, wait a minute. This year, I want to make resolutions because there are things that I cannot keep track of if I don't make a resolution to do so. So one of my trauma responses is people pleasing. I tend to do things outside of my comfort zone, or I do things that like I don't really care to do, so that the people around me, or the people around me or friends will like me or love me. I don't know. And girl, it's stupid. If anybody's gonna say it, I'm gonna say it to myself. It's stupid. I don't owe nobody nothing. Okay? You, Vanessa, you don't owe anybody anything. And furthermore, to be honest, people don't owe you anything either. And for a really long time, I thought they did. I'll be completely honest. I thought they did. But people don't. People don't owe me nothing. They don't. They don't owe me nothing. There were people in my life that I will give my last to. And those people can't even be found in my life currently. Like, this is really bothering me. Like, why do these keep doing that? So, it's like, it's really like I want better relationships, but not at the expense of my own happiness. Like, if you don't fuck with the stuff that I fuck with, that's fine. If you don't like the people that I hang around, that's fine. Like, life is so simple. Life can be so simple. We as people make it complicated. And I know this because I'm a person who like lives life, and I just be like, I'm a person who lives life and think that like people's perspectives are important, because how everyone was raised is different. How people view each other is different. So I just thought like I just felt like people should matter to each other. And not matter. People should just be respectful of one another. That's really it. Like, people don't have to matter to each other, but I just feel like people should be respectful and be able to have differences of opinions without people having beef, or like wanting to fight, or arguing about stuff that's like that like won't be irrelevant as like later on down the line. Like, it's not stuff that like can make or break you. Yeah. So, for the new year, I don't want to trauma respond. I don't want to trauma respond to stuff. I don't want to have trauma responses to things. There we go. Like, I'm tired of responding to things from a place of trauma, because I really like just break away from things and break away from people and then leave it at that. Like, I don't like conflict. I don't. I don't like conflict at all. I think conflict is stupid. Like, I feel like we can agree to disagree and we can move on. But that's not how a lot of other people see things. And that is what it is. Like, that has to be okay. So, with not trauma responding to things from now on, no is gonna be my favorite word. Like, I'm not doing nothing for nobody that can't do the same thing for me. And I'm not talking about like when I give back to somebody, or like when someone is in a serious need for something. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when I call on somebody for something and they're unable to, but rather than saying like I'm unable to, nope, that's not it either. I'm giving people the same energy that they're giving me. That's it. If you're someone who can come to me and ask me for something often, and I have no problem even giving you my last, but I can't do the same for you, I no longer want this relationship. If I can give and give and give, and you can take and take and take and think that you don't have to give back at any point, don't want this relationship. If anything is not serving me moving forward into 2020, it's cut off. It could be people, it could be family, it could be whoever you are. Whoever you are. And this is because you will not. Like, losing people is something I've done all my life. That's something that has happened to me all my life, losing people. And it has never been a problem. Like, it's never been a problem because people walk in and out your life all the time. Like, some people are really only in your life for a season, and it doesn't matter, like, if they're family or not. If someone's supposed to be a part of your life, they'll be there. And if they're not, that is fine. Like, God has a way of letting people know, like letting us as people know that something is for you and something is not for you. And when you see that something is not for you, baby, Vanessa, listen. You can't make it be. You can't make it be something that, you can't make stuff be things that they are not. You can't. You cannot. The reason you cannot is because it's not your job to. It's not your job. It's not your job to. If anything or anyone brings up a trauma response in me, that means that person's not for me. It means they're not for me. And if I can't say how I feel about it, baby, there's a problem. That is a full-on problem. If I can't say how I feel in a relationship, any kind of relationship, it's not it. Hey y'all, so I lost some of my audio, so I'm going to be finishing off this video voiceover style. I was just saying that I feel like relationships should serve a purpose for both parties whenever you're in any kind of relationship, that it should be serving. Like everything doesn't have to be serving in the relationship itself, but I do feel like I should be able to serve you, you should be able to serve me. We should be able to learn from each other, grow, and things of that nature. There are so many relationships in my life that I value and that are very close to my heart because they just work. They just have even balance. Sometimes it's just a beautiful thing to watch when a relationship doesn't feel like it's forced, so it doesn't feel like you have to see that person or people all the time in order for a relationship to work. Sometimes relationships just work and sometimes they do not. Part of my New Year's resolution is understanding when something works for me and understanding when something does not, and being okay with the outcome of that. You know, a lot of my trauma responses are triggered because of relationships, whether I feel like they're gonna last or they're not gonna last, and me wanting them to last. So I'm going to do whatever I can to keep that. But sometimes that's just not healthy. So, with learning that I want to break generational curses, with learning that there were some things that I did not receive when I was younger, and wanting to be the voice of reason, wanting to be the voice of change in my life for my child or even children later on down the line. I have to be able to talk about those things and address those things. So yeah, I just want everybody to understand their worth. I want everybody to understand who they are as a person and understand that sometimes things will serve you, sometimes things will not serve you. Being okay with who you are as a person, understanding yourself is important. I had posted on Facebook saying that like this year the most important relationship for me is going to be the one with myself. I want to do a lot of shadow work. I want to work on myself. I want to work on being the best version of myself, and I think the only way I can do that is to understand what relationships serve me, which ones do not serve me. Being excited about making new relationships, meeting new people, doing new things, and further exploring who I am as a person, making these New Year's resolutions, doing my best to stick to them because it's not easy. And, sticking to the ones that I can, learning from the ones, excuse me, learning from the ones that I don't keep, and continuing to learn about myself and continuing to learn about what I can do to make myself the best version of me that I want to be. To then, in order to produce me being the best parent that I want to be. So, understanding generational curses that happen or that are existing in my family, finding ways to break those, best being the best version of myself to have better relationships, and yeah, having my New Year's resolutions, paying attention to them, revising them if I have to, and that's really just it. Like, I want people to understand that everything that you go through is you know, part of an experience, is part of learning. And I just wanted to share part of what I've gone through, understanding my trauma responses, being adopted, understanding generational curses, trying to be the best version of myself, and understanding that the only way I can be the best version of myself is by letting go of things that don't serve me, whether those are bad habits, trauma responses, and so on and so forth. So I'm really just gonna let y'all get into the rest of this makeup look because I feel like I talked y'all head off enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, show your love. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the subscription bar. And Nubia Nessa is out of here.